Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Urvishi and today in this video I'm going to be talking about the nakshatra of Ashlesha. This is the second video about Ashlesha. I've already done one video where I've discussed about the nature, personality of Ashlesha people. The gist of this nakshatra I've already discussed. I'm going to sum it up a little bit. And then in this video we're going to be talking about the 4 padas or the 4 charans that this nakshatra is further divided into, and then we're also going to be talking about the professions connected to this nakshatra, as well as which are the favorable activities that are favorable in this nakshatra and which activities you should avoid doing when moon is transiting this nakshatra. So this is basically what I'm going to cover in this video today. So to sum up with Ashlesha, this nakshatra, what are nakshatras? Nakshatras are lunar mansions, and the zodiac is further divided into 27 nakshatras. Each zodiac has a little over 2 nakshatras, and every nakshatra is further divided into 4 parts. Every lunar mansion is further divided into 4 parts. This is the 9th lunar mansion or the 9th nakshatra that we're talking about today, and this falls entirely in the zodiac of Cancer. From 16 degree 40 minutes of Cancer to 30 degrees of Cancer. This is the nakshatra of Ashlesha. Any planets you have here are in the nakshatra of Ashlesha. If your ascendant is again between 16 degree 40 minutes to 30 degrees of Cancer, again your ascendant is in Ashlesha. Your ascendant will have those qualities. And whichever planet, like some of you commented, you've been asking about, somebody commented about Mars being in the ascendant in Ashlesha. It means you are a Cancer ascendant, and Mars is your 10th lord and your 5th lord. It means your 10th lord, your career, the lord of your career, has this quality, and this could be connected to your career as well. Your career could be connected to these things. So that is how you see nakshatras. That is the energy that the planet will get. This is a very, very intense energy. This sign of Cancer is the house of the mother, is the house of love, caring, nurturing, and this nakshatra is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is the planet for intellect. Every plan that you make is made with Mercury. Every, whatever your plans are, whatever you're doing all the time, everything that we do, we first plan that. So that is Mercury. Mercury is one of the fastest planets after the moon. So the house ruled by moon and the nakshatra ruled by Mercury, both fastest moving planets. Moon is changing its shape every day, constantly waxing or waning. Mercury is also moving very fast, and Mercury changes its colors very fast. What do I mean by it changes its colors very fast? Mercury in your chart is completely dependent on the conjunctions that it is with or the aspects that it has. So if Mercury is in a malefic house with malefics, it becomes malefic. If Mercury is in a benefic house with benefics, it becomes a benefic. So it's that wavering a planet. So both moon and Mercury have no stability really, and their dignity in the chart shows whether they are benefic or they are malefics. So but naturally they are benefics. Naturally, yes, they are both big benefics, but they are wavering, they are fast moving. So this nakshatra has this instability about it. Lots of thoughts, lots of ideas, lots of emotions. This is emotions come ideas all together. Lot of mental activity, and so the chances of problems related to the psychology are very high in this nakshatra, like anxiety, depression, schizophrenia. Those issues can crop up with these natives depending again on the afflictions, like I've already mentioned in my previous videos. This nakshatra being afflicted by malefics, the chances are that such a person, and let's suppose the moon is there and also afflicted by malefics. So since the moon represents your childhood and afflicted by malefics, it can also suggest that the person as a child has been abused, and there are certain blockages in the personality. The moon is already afflicted by this malefic. So this is how you see nakshatras basically. So Mercury here in Moon's house highly intuitive, highly imaginative. Mercury is the planet for communication, great communication and emotions together. So this is a communication that is hypnotic in a way, that can hypnotize you, that you can get carried away with. This is planning with a lot of emotions involved. So this can be two extremes. This can be communication that can hypnotize you, get you to do great things. They can be motivational speakers, and that this can be a communication that can take you completely on the wrong path, that can hypnotize you and take you on the wrong path. Almost like a trainer, somebody who trains somebody else to be a human bomb and can get them to do that. Somebody who has the power of speech, of convincing to get somebody else to do that. Somebody who can strategize, who can plan, who can put emotions in their speech, who can kill you with their speech, who can get you to do the best or the worst. Somebody who is that convincing. So there's a lot of power in this nakshatra. In the last video, I have discussed that the power in this nakshatra is afflicting somebody or inflicting poison on somebody. So this poison can be a chemical, medicine, healing. This person can be a psychiatrist, a psychologist. They can heal somebody with their communication. They can prescribe medicines for healing, or they could be selling drugs. It's that extreme an energy that we have in this nakshatra. Ketu is born in this nakshatra. This is in the sign of Cancer, which is one of the purest signs. This nakshatra has the power or the strength or the ability of extreme level of spirituality. So the negatives, like we discussed, these people can have this deep need for intimacy. They can be very clingy in their relationships, which can be very, very overwhelming for the other person, frustrating for the other person. Not everybody likes sometimes other people may feel suffocated in such a relationship where this Ashlesha person always wants to be with the partner. The partner would want some free space as well. Everybody wants their free space, so it can be overwhelming for the partner. So these are some of the suggestions I think I gave in the last video as well, that don't be so clingy. Depends on what you're clingy. They can get stuck up on an idea. They can get stuck up on, like, if they go towards spirituality, if they get clingy in that direction, then these people can be very, very evolved people. These people can be highly spiritual people. And if they utilize this energy on things like relationships, if they get clingy in that area, then this could be trouble for them. Then it's difficult for them to let go. It's difficult for them to heal as well. Very wavering, very unstable energy this is. So then it can harm themselves also. Like I said, diseases like anxiety, schizophrenia, these things can be common in this nakshatra. So when we talk about the padas, the charans, so the first pada of this nakshatra is between 16 degree 40 minutes to 20 degrees. This first charan goes into the Navamsh of Sagittarius. So what do I mean by this? If you have a planet anywhere between 16 degree 40 minutes to 20 degrees of Cancer, let's suppose you have a planet at 19 degrees of Cancer, it means that planet is in Cancer, in Ashlesha, and if you see the D9 chart, that planet will be in Sagittarius. So this area, any planet in this area, in these degrees, 16, 40 to 20, goes into the D9 of Sagittarius. Now if you see the zodiac, Cancer is the 4th sign, Sagittarius is the 9th sign. So from Cancer, if you count to Sagittarius, it's the 6th position. And from Sagittarius, if you count to Cancer, it's the 8th position. So this is a 6-8 relationship, which is not a very positive relationship. Cancerians are homebirds. They love being home. Of course, it's a movable sign, motherly, emotional sign. Sagittarius is an adventurous sign, practical sign. So people who have their planet, especially moon, in this area, there's a confusion in their personality. Other people may not be able to understand them, because sometimes they would come across as very emotional people, other times they would come across as very practical people. Sometimes they would want adventure, sometimes they would be very clingy. But this is a very positive charan of this nakshatra. It's a positive charan, it's a divine charan. These people would be interested in higher knowledge. These people can be very, very helpful, would love to do something to give back to society, would be great friends, would be supportive to others who need them. For them, higher learning, higher knowledge is extremely important. So this is a positive pada in Ashlesha. Now if we talk about the next pada, the next pada is 20 degrees to 23 degrees 40 minutes of Cancer. Now any planet between these degrees, between 20 and 23:40, would go into the Navamsha of Capricorn. In the sign, in the D9 chart, that planet would be in Capricorn. So now the energies are firstly in the sign of Moon. Cancer is Moon, Ashlesha is Mercury, so the nakshatra of Mercury, Moon, Mercury, and in the D9 chart this is Saturn. So this planet, any planet that you have between 20 degrees to 23 degrees 40 minutes of Cancer, has the energy of Moon, Mercury and Saturn. Now Mercury and Saturn Mercury is the planet for planning and all that, strategizing, and Cancer and Saturn is a very clever planet. When they come together, Saturn and Mercury, this gives a very clever disposition. Capricorn is an earthy sign. Capricorn is the sign of Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. These are earthy signs, and in the Arctic trine, this is the highest Arctic trine. Capricorn is the sign of the 10th house. For them, materialistic gains are very important. Ambition is very important. So people, especially with Moon in this part, for them it would be very important to achieve their ambitions, to have a successful career, and for that they would go to any extent. For wrong planning, scheming, wrong ideas, where they would be able to rise in life and rise in their career. So they would have that, and very practical as well. For practical growth, this is a good pada, but as a person, this could bring about a harshness in their personality and a scheming kind of a nature. Now let's talk about the third pada. The third pada is between 23 degrees 40 minutes to 26 degrees 40 minutes of Cancer. Now any planet between these degrees will go in the D9 chart, it will go into Aquarius. Now again we have the energy of Moon because of the sign of Cancer, Mercury because of the nakshatra of Ashlesha, and finally the sign of Aquarius is Saturn. So there is already a very secretive side to an Ashlesha person. I've already discussed that in the first video, but now that secretive side you will see more in the third pada. It will not be so much in the first pada, because the first pada was in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is more of an open, adventurous energy about knowledge. In the third pada, in the sign of Aquarius, if your moon is in this third pada, so in the D9 chart it will go into Aquarius. So for these people, technology is very important. A lot of new ideas are very important. Their ambitions are very important, because this is the natural 11th house of the zodiac. Their ambition is very important. They will try and benefit from their network circle. They will try and fulfill their goals with the help of their network circles. They will try and make use of technology, new ideas with the help of the network circles, and they'll be extremely secretive. These people will be very secretive, because the sign of Aquarius is quite secretive, and there is still cleverness in the sign, but not as much as in the sign of in the second pada of Capricorn. In the third pada, it's more about knowledge, ideas, technology, and secrecy, and ambition, and network circles that they would want to. That is the motive of this pada. The basic motive is achievement of ambition. The basic motive of Capricorn, of the second pada, is status and position. The motive of the third pada is achievement of ambitions, of gains, and with the help of network circles, with the help of technology. And so there will be conniving, there will be planning, there will be scheming in this third pada, but not necessarily negative. It can be very positive as well. So depending on the aspects, if Jupiter is aspecting this moon, so everything becomes much better. If a planet like Venus also is aspecting, its benefic aspects change everything. So but here, if moon is in this pada, and moon is in Cancer, and then it goes into Aquarius, let's suppose, then the health of the mother can be questionable, because the sign of Aquarius has a certain dosha with the moon. So the sign of Cancer here becomes questionable, whether the mother's health is good or not. So there is a dosha which I will discuss in another video, depending on the aspects and everything. Then if we talk about the last pada of Ashlesha is in Pisces. So in Cancer, the energy of moon, the energy of Mercury because of Ashlesha, and the energy of Jupiter. Now these both are watery signs. Pisces, in D9 it's in Pisces, in D1 it's in Cancer. This person is a very emotional person, philosophical person, spiritual person, bent of mind would be more towards knowledge, more towards spirituality, can go towards spirituality, but highly emotional. This person is very emotional, intuitive, and because this person is so emotional, there is a scope of diseases like anxiety and depression. They are more prone to those diseases. These people basically are flexible people. If you see the snake has the point where it sheds off its skin and then it gets a new skin. That shows adjustable nature, as well as this Cancer sign is a movable sign. So these people are generally adjusting. They would be able to adjust in different circumstances. They have this talent of learning in a very unique manner. Nobody else can learn like an Ashlesha person learns. And they would have unique talents actually. They have sometimes a problem of fitting into society. They will feel they are not able to fit into society. But it's important for them to accept themselves the way they are. And it's important for them to respect their talents, respect their intuition, utilize their intuition, because that is what will help them grow in life. Then if you talk about snakes are like the guardians of wealth. So for these people, wealth comes naturally to this nakshatra. It can happen with luck, it can happen with effort. So wealth is a part of this nakshatra. And they also are intelligent, good at planning, good at business skills are there, good at communication. They love food, especially if your second lord is in this nakshatra. They would be very, very fond of eating. If we talk about the careers related to this nakshatra, so since this is associated with poison, so any chemical, may it be medicine, like I said, healing, writing a prescription, drugs, being a pharmacist, hypnotist, psychologist, psychiatrist, a tantric, somebody who sells pets, somebody who is a animal doctor, a speaker, an orator, a writer, a poet, historians, astrologers, scientists, somebody doing deep research, politicians, somebody who is a psychiatrist, a psychologist, somebody who works with reptiles, snakes, somebody who grows herbs, sells herbs. So these are all some of the lines that would naturally be connected to this nakshatra. Even a teacher, because a lot of communication involves teaching profession. So anybody who uses a lot of communication, who uses communication to convince others. So communication, ideas, planning, strategizing, somebody who works in the strategy department of a company, somebody who works with the CBI, FBI, RAW, spies, somebody who's a spy. So all these things, from healing to investigation to teaching to communication to planning, these are the best fields for an Ashlesha person. Now, what are the favorable things that we should do, that we can do when moon is transiting Ashlesha, and what things should we avoid? So in a line, if I was to sum this up, everything and anything that you want to get rid of. You want to get rid of a relationship, you want to get rid of a partnership, you want to declutter your house, you want to give away something. So anything that you don't want and you want to finish that thing from your life, you can initiate such a project when moon is in Ashlesha. Anything. You want to declutter your house, you want to sell your car, you want to finish your relationship, you want to cut off a partnership. Anything that you want to finish, cut off, leave behind, disassociate from, you can do that when moon is transiting Ashlesha. And what should you not do when moon is transiting Ashlesha? Never initiate an auspicious activity like marriage. So that is starting something, going for a new job, going for a job interview. So this nakshatra is not about binding. This nakshatra is about finishing. It's a defensive nakshatra. So overprotective nakshatra. So that is all for now. I hope I could clearly explain this nakshatra to you. There is no nakshatra that is completely positive or completely negative. Every nakshatra is an energy. If utilized positively, it can be very positive. If utilized negatively, it can do a lot of harm. Similarly, this nakshatra too has that power. It has the power of planning. It has the power to hypnotize. It has the power to change. It has the power to protect. And if the same energy is utilized in a negative manner, then it can be very negative as well. So these people can be people who come up with a lot of scandals and scams, who evade taxes. So it could be either of the two personalities, depending on the rest of the chart and the kind of planets that are aspecting this nakshatra. So that is all for now. We'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye for now.